to the Crumley Student Range. Unfoldable pizza.
Yum.
It'll fill you up without filling up your cupboards.
Oh yeah.
Crumley's unfoldable pizza. It's a fraction the size of your average frozen pizza.
Whoa.
And when it's unfolded, well, you've got yourself a whole pizza. Just like Mama used to make.
Janitor required in ward. Students are reminded that I'm having a medical flashback. Janitor needed to unblock toilets. Lovely. Students are reminded to try and keep up. Janitor required in bathroom.
Ricky Hawthorne on 2 Point Radio. I'm a huge fan of Yeti cuisine. Yes, our neighbors to the north really know their way around a kitchen. From stews and pickles to 5-tiered sandwiches and, of course, their pies. Cold Hands make the boldest pastry, after all, and it is freezing up there. You really must try it. It's the food of the people, and those people are Yetis.
Students are reminded that it's not too late to change everything about yourself. Janitor required for groundskeeping. Thank you. The health clinic treats a range of injuries and embarrassing conditions. Janitor required in bathroom. Students are reminded to feel at home for now.
I was famished when I arrived at the Royal Tumble Hotel, so much so that I took advantage of my kitchenette and feasted greedily on some toast. When I returned from a walk, I was stunned to find that all crumbage had been decrumbled. The bed was made and the toilet spotless. Every sign of life had been washed away. You've got to ask yourself, had I really been staying here? Indeed, do I exist at all? Lovely stuff.
Medical announcement: patients arriving with screw-headedness. Janitor needed to unblock toilets. Lovely. The research lab is a campus facility. No private research. Janitor needed in dormitory. Students should go to pastoral support for, well, anything really.
This trip was all about regional delights and cultural differences. One man's casual volleyball is another's world-shattering epiphany. The people of Smogly have been crusting and dusting their fish for as long as anyone can remember. But at the recently opened What's the Batter, they use a unique cheesy gubbin crumb. Ho 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 ho! I can safely say that it was the cheesiest fish this DJ had ever eaten. That's a winner.
Janitor required for groundskeeping. Thank you. The campus has opened a new building. Good for us. Please be quiet silently. Thank you. The campus has opened a new building. Good for us. It's almost the end of the academic year, in case you hadn't noticed. next year. Announcement: flatmates aren't always flat. Enjoy your summer. I know I will. Janitor to fix noggin napper. Students are reminded to keep patients at sneeze distance.
I hope you enjoyed today's show as much as I enjoyed my trip around this wonderful, mysterious county of ours. But for now, all of this talk about food has made me hungry. So I'm off to the fridge to take out the first thing I find and cover it in mayonnaise. Until next time, I've been Ricky Hawthorne. Cheers!
Janitor required in bathroom. Warning: the floor of the Students' Union is wet at all times. Thank you. Announcement: the timetable is now live. Welcome, new students. We're more afraid of you than you are of us. Janitor needed to unblock toilets. Lovely. Students are reminded that I'm having a medical flashback. academic institution. Our bathrooms are co-educational. Medical announcement. Patients arriving with space caged. Janitor needed to unblock toilets. Lovely. Announcement. The health clinic hopes to see you again. Janitor required in bathroom. Students are reminded that there's no such thing as free time. Janitor required for groundskeeping. Thank you.
I hope you've taken your medication because it's time for the Harrison Wolf Show here on 2 Point Radio. And it's gonna be a wild ride. It's me, Harrison Wolf, the voice of freedom screaming into a thankless night. It's gonna be a huge show today, so I'm gonna eat a big old sandwich. Let's power up and power on.
The research lab is a campus facility. No private research. silence. Lovely. Students are reminded not to breathe in the library. Medical announcement. Patients arriving with mental headedness.
Did you see that Bungle launched another rocket into space the other day? I'm sure they'll tell you that it's important work. But what I want to know is why don't they try something a little funkier? I mean, how many times do we have to do the same old bunch of astronaut things? Why not send up a load of sandwiches? Or a robot? Or that angry badger that lives in my garden? Because it doesn't fit with their agenda. That's why.
Janitor is needed to collect litter. Student housing should be character building, not pleasant. Janitor to fix Research Hub. Students are reminded to keep patients at sneeze distance. Janitor needed to install upgrade. Thank you. The student union is not your playground. It's everyone's playground. Janitor to fix noggin nabber.
I've forgotten what this segment was going to be about. Do you ever just forget what you're going to say? Thoughts are like frogs, and sometimes they just hop away, but they know what they're doing. If I still knew, we'd never have had this moment. It feels right. Hold on. Yeah, I remember now. Here's the song.
Students are reminded that I don't know everything. I have a life too, you know. The summer is a good time to relax and prepare for next year. The end of year results have been released. Luck won't help you now. The academic year is now over. You students should make a good first impression. No pressure. Janitor required in bathroom. Students should not treat patients unattended. That's just what I think. Announcement. The timetable is now live. Assistant needed in the student union.
Clean your whiskers and grab your briefcase because Cat Court is in session. Pictures.
Medical announcement. Patients arriving with boneless thighs. Mastercaster. Thank you. Janitor required in bathroom.
Harrison Wolf bringing you unfiltered content on 2 Point Radio. I don't have an editor on my show. Why? Because editors can change what you say. They can make me say, "Hey everyone, come to my house and take my petunias." But I'd never say that outside of this specific example. It's gotta be natural, man. Give me juice with the pulp and give me cheese with the wax on. This is Radio Au Natural. It's al fresco. It's al dente. Oh yeah.
Announcement. Opening a book is not the same as reading. Janitor required in ward. Janitor to fix Omnicure. erectile dysfunction.
I was watching some of that cheesy Gubbins show the other day. You know, the cheesy goblins? Man, was I confused. What's their deal? Do they grow the Gubbins? Are they trying to find them or mine them or something? I'd tell you, kids must be pretty smart these days to follow such a complex show. Tip of the hat to any kids listening along.
Janitor required in bathroom. Janitor required for groundskeeping. Thank you. The yearly results are in. Wow, didn't we do well?
expressions are more than a little strange, like getting up on the wrong side of the bed. What are you talking about? If you're having a lousy day, there's no need to vilify half of your mattress, my man. Jeez, just have a bagel or something. There's enough negativity in the world.
The summer is a good time to relax and prepare for next year. New students, we're more afraid of you than you are of us.
It's the end of today's show. But don't worry, every ending is the opportunity for you to, go and do something else. When life flushes a toilet, it starts showing a cool movie at that theater downtown. So have a good one, my friends. See you next time.
Janitor needed to unblock toilets. Lovely. Required in bathroom. hot toilets. Lovely. Medical announcement. Patients arriving with root-headedness. Janitor required in bathroom. Janitor required for groundskeeping. Thank you.
Hello, sorry. You're listening to Campus Radio. I'm Maggie Watmore, and I didn't realise I was hosting today's show until 5 minutes ago. It's okay. I'm sure we'll be fine. I haven't done a show without my notes before, but that doesn't bother me at all.
Student support can be found in student support. Janitor to unblock toilets. Lovely. Janitor needed in dormitory.
This next story is about a shed, apparently. That's all I've got. Here to tell us more is Hugh.
That's right, the groundskeeper's shed appears to have moved some 2 to 3 meters overnight. Of course, as an inanimate object, the sudden move has come as somewhat of a shock. One member of the custodial staff described the event as probably the strangest thing to happen in the greater Flemington area. Leading theories range from haunted wood to tectonic shifting, but one fraternity is claiming responsibility for the anomaly. Their spokesperson saying, "We just moved it. It wasn't that heavy. We can move it back if you like." Maggie, back to you.
Medical announcement. Patients arriving with boneless thighs. Janitor needed to unblock toilets. Lovely. The academic year is now over.